For me, it was kind of always like I'm playing baseball, whether I have to go to junior college right out of high school or whether I got an offer.
A question of how good is he, because he had a brother who was always like number one.
He said, my mission is to get on a summer ball team and get a scholarship and get drafted to a D1 school.
It was pretty awesome. That's an experience that you just never forget. It was great. Having two older brothers that you look up to, and you look up to your parents, you know, it instilled a work ethic in me.
He was like a shadow to his brothers, his older brothers. So when he was like elementary school and young like that, he was part of all of the teams the kids played on. He was always the kid out in the outfield shagging balls when he was like 5 and 4, and they're on all these teams. But Jed is a hard worker. He's always been really focused.
He always had a lot of friends. People liked him because he was a good soul. He is a good soul.
I had great friends. I mean, it was a special time looking back on it. When I was way younger, I played football and basketball, but I gave that up because I knew baseball is really what I wanted to put my time into.
And he's really an all-around player. I mean, he was able to play every position, even until high school. And he's an incredible third baseman. I mean, I think he got all city for that and pitching. It's just, you have to pick when you go to college. So he was a pitcher, but I mean, his hitting, he was always a star of whatever team he was on.
He was always good. But, you know, he's always a question of how good is he? Because he had a brother who was always like number one. It was always a little hard for him. He has a brother who was a major leaguer.
You know, I never looked at it really as pressure. In short, no, it wasn't, because it was never pressure really. I was just always pushing myself to be better because I knew what it took. But no, it was never pressure. It was never tough.
And the fact that he had a brother who's better than, you know, who was exceptional, he didn't feel demeaned by it. He felt special.
The opposite. He works even harder to do as well as he can. In fact, at his brother's wedding, he gave a speech as one of the best men. And he said, you know, I went into baseball, I'm following in my brother's footsteps, he said, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job. And then, well, he just keeps raising the bar. Now he's in the Olympics. I don't know if I can do that. But that's how he handles it. It's just like,
he
okay.
handles everything that way.
I'll just work as hard as I can and have no regrets.
And he has, both in baseball and in academics. I'm really proud of him.
The day that I was walking for graduation, before graduation happened, we got a call from my brother saying that he was pitching the next day in Cincinnati. So I walked to graduation and then immediately hopped on a plane. He made it up in 2015. It was exactly 3 years to the day that he got drafted in 2012. So it was pretty awesome. That's an experience that you just never forget. For me, it was kind of always like I'm playing baseball, whether I have to go to junior college right out of high school or whether I got an offer. I ended up getting an offer. I went to UC Davis my freshman year. My whole high school career, I knew I was going to play baseball. Just determine what level, I wasn't sure.
You know, at first he went to Davis as a freshman, UC Davis.
After my time at Davis, I was hurt going in, and that really affected me. Just like, I was hurt for a while because they had actually misdiagnosed me. They said I had tendonitis, but I had an impingement. And so when you get misdiagnosed, you don't get better. So it took me a while to get better, and I had kind of lost some of like my ability to, you know, my quick twitch muscles and stuff like that you really need as a pitcher, especially as a guy who doesn't throw especially hard. It goes a long way to have feel. And so it took me a while to get that back, and in the process of getting that back, when I was throwing like 85, it was like, okay, you know, I might not be able to do this anymore. So that's when I really kind of dove into my academics, got better grades, had a backup plan, got into UC Santa Barbara, got into UCLA just for school. I was really happy about that because it was a great backup option, but obviously I wanted to keep playing baseball.
Then went to Cuesta, which is a junior college. Cuesta coach was happy to have Jed play for him, and because his brother, and he knew he was very good, and he was a standout at Cuesta.
After you're in a Division I, you can't go to another Division one immediately. You have to either not have a year or go to a junior college. So he thought it out well, and speaking to his older brother, he had said, look, go to a JC, get your degree from there, and then you can go to another Division I since you were redshirted. So that's how all the technical stuff, basically.
And so I didn't have any offers after that. I was actually just planning to go into school at UCLA. I played summer ball in Alaska for the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. And so I met some Bradley guys, Cole Cook, Ryan Hodgett, Eli Rawlinson.
Me and Jed were really good buddies up there, and we continue to be good friends up to this day. He was actually looking for a school, and me, Cole Cook, and Eli Rawlinson were up there, and we were always hanging with Jed. Like, hey, you should come to Bradley, you should come to Bradley. And he was like, yeah, sure, like put me in contact with the coach.
I ended up throwing the ball really well. You know, Cole and Ryan really played a big role in talking to Coach Scully, who was the pitching coach at the time.
Sure enough, we got him in contact with the coaches. He ended up committing here and coming all the way from Alaska down to Bradley here, and got to go on a ton of hiking trips with him, and almost got killed by a moose one time up there with him. So we're glad that we could bring him down with us.
I didn't really know much about the campus or anything, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play baseball, and it's been great. It has not been a straight road, but that's why it's been so good, you know?
When he saw at Cuesta that he didn't get the chances he thought he would get, he wanted to continue playing baseball. He didn't want to just end it there. And he said, my mission, which is amazing, he said, my mission is to get on a summer ball team and get a scholarship and get drafted to a D1 school. I said, Jed, and my husband said, we're behind you 100%. If you want to still play ball and you don't feel like your career is over, we're behind you. And then he got on the Alaska League, and circumstances got it. So within the 6 weeks of summer ball, he completed his mission. I'm getting on a summer ball team. It happened to be Alaska. He did well. He got a scholarship. He's at a D1 school, and he's pitching. What could be better?
And he's getting a master's degree.
Being part of a team like this, it's really been special. It's something I haven't had, really. I had a little bit at high school because, you know, you're with those people for 4 years, and you grew up with most of them, you know, from a young age. But to be able to make those connections here with the guys, just special. It's like a family.